Hey there, everybody. Board Bob. We're back. So this time around, we're going to do a couple of things. One of the things we're going to work on doing is we're going to work on increasing our throughput for our iron. As you can see, we're still using steel furnaces. Steel furnaces are great. They're twice the production as the stone furnaces. Um, but the problem is you need to have some kind of a fuel for them. So that means you lose half your belt if you set up the way I set up. So throughput starts kind of slowing down. As you can see here, um, they're all going. The problem we have is a lack of iron, and part of that is because this second half of this belt is taken up by coal. So what we're going to do, and I went ahead off camera and I prepped for it a little bit, is we're going to start putting in these electric furnaces. The electric furnaces will allow us to put iron ore on both sides of these belts, and that should increase our throughput a little bit um, and help us out some. The other thing I did off camera is I just did some odds and ends house cleaning work. One of the things I did is I went through and I labeled where everything was. Now, if you're not familiar with how to do this, when you're on the maps screen, you just left click, and it'll ask you if you want to give it a name, and you ask it if you want to give it an icon, and then you just hit confirm, and it'll put an icon up there for you. If you click on the icon, you can get rid of it, or you can change it, or whatever. So I just basically went through and labeled where I was making things. That way, I don't have to scratch my head and go, oh, well, where was such and so? The other thing you can see is I'm still in the process of adding on some accumulators. Um, Seems like a lot of accumulators, I know, but it's going to come in handy down the road. We definitely see it when the biters attack in waves, that our power doesn't go into a brownout situation, which has been really nice. Um, the other thing that I did is I went over here and I extended this wall out and started to square off this wall, and for two reasons. One is that I want, or several reasons actually, not just two. I wanted to go ahead and do that. I wanted these squared out walls. But another reason is I'm starting to try and pick up some of these tiny uranium patches. We don't have much in the way of uranium on this map at all, but at least we've got a few small patches, so we can start getting into nuclear power, because steam engines are great and all, and solar's great once we start getting into it. But for now, we want to start upgrading our power to something that's a little more robust. The other reason is this 1.3 million unit iron ore patch over here. There's a few small ones around, but this is a nice patch. This is going to keep us going for a while. I also off camera went down here. There's a few of these odds and end patches around. I went ahead and picked them up and started mining them and getting them into the system so that we can maintain our iron production for a while longer. So like I say, let's get to swapping these out. And then the other thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and start research. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just work my way down the line for right now. But what we're looking for in the very near future is this Automation 3, because Automation 3 will give us Assembly Machine 3, because we need to be able to build some more refineries, and we can't build them in the Assembly Machine 2s because they require too many materials. And we don't want to build them by hand because, of course, we're trying for that lazy bastard achievement. So we want this Assembly Machine 3. Now, Assembly Machine 3 requires purple science. We have the ability to make it. We just don't have the facilities right now to make it. So what we need to do is um, for purple science, we need um, electric engines, assembly machines, and electric furnaces. Now, the electric furnaces and the assembly machines, no big thing. They're easy to make. We just drop down an assembly machine too, throw some stuff in it, and get them back. Electric engines, on the other hand, require a fluid. They require lubrication. So we're going to actually have to build a factory setup for that. And we already went ahead and started with that. We already have the space set aside for it, and we have regular engines being created next to it. So if we have the time, we're going to go in and start producing our electric engines. But first thing we want to do, like I say, is we'll just start down the line with these. Personal robo parts is going to be first. It's going to go quick, and we're just going to bang out some of these lower end sciences. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start swapping these puppies out. Now the thing with the electric furnaces is they do take up more room than the than the stone furnaces. So we may have to do a little bit of juggling, like with this here, to move these belts around a little bit to make them fit right. But for the most part, we planned ahead. That's why we put these belts in. So I'm going to start one at a time, shutting these down and swapping them out. See how fast? I told you these are gonna burn through pretty quickly. So let's go through and kill our inputs first. There's no sense in wasting what's already in there. I probably should have left that one until it plays out. Like I say, the problem has been a lack of ore, so these are going to play out pretty quickly. Oh, missed one down here. Alright, fine. So now we're going to throw these puppies in. Alrighty. And they don't give us any more speed than the steel furnaces do. But what they do for us, like I say, is they allow us to utilize both sides of that belt for ore, and that is a big advantage. Hopefully we have enough interconnection around things that we don't have to worry too much about inadvertently killing power. Now the one thing we're going to run into is we're not going to be able to fit one here. We're going to have to move that factory over by one, but we also are going to have to figure out our coal and what have you, because we're going to be eliminating this, and that provides our grenades, both for doing clearing forest and for the military science. So we're going to have to come back and revisit grenades at some point, because we're going to be eliminating the coal coming through this area. So we're definitely going to have to be thinking about where we're going to put that down the road. So let's get rid of some of this stuff that we don't need right now. Good enough. Okay. That's why I like underground pipes. You can get past them. Alright, so we're going to have to remember to come back up here and readdress this. Right now we've got plenty of military science, I do believe, to cover us for a while. So I don't think we're really needing to worry too much about it at the moment. At some point we will readdress the grenade issue. But right now our main priority is to get our iron flowing in a much more efficient manner. I know we're getting interrupted by a lot of these researches. Apologize, but you know, might as well be doing something during that time frame. Always be crafting, always be doing something. You know, always be researching. And we're gonna have to go down here. Okay. Alright, so that's got our iron production started. We're not going to worry about our coal just yet. We're going to go ahead and get everything swapped out first, and then we will address our coal issue. So we're going to kill the inputs to these, let them play themselves out. Shouldn't take long. There we go. And that's kind of nice too, because while we're doing this, it's burning off some of these minor, well, not really minor. I mean, we need all of them, but some of these lower end researches that take no time at all to bang through. We get them all knocked out and out of our way, as it were. Oops. So, yep, good. We'll fit. There we go. Alright, so. So like I say, these are not going to be any faster from a production standpoint, but because we'll be able to get more iron ore into them, it will, we'll see a benefit to our production. And we finally have enough iron ore resources that we're seeing that we can start kind of concentrating on some of that. Alright, so there's that one. I believe we have 2 more of these to do. We're not gonna worry about the copper production right now. We'll do that later, but we're going to do the same thing, of course, with that. Right now, our main goal is our iron production. We want to get it up and running a lot better than what we were. How are we looking here? Oh yeah, we got a bunch that's in there. Like I say, we're going to go ahead and shut these off, per se, and we'll come back to them once they've burned through some of this ore that they've got in reserve and plates that they've got in reserve. It'll keep feeding the system. We're going to get down here. We're also going to replace our steel plate construction for the same reason. We're just trying to get rid of all of these places where we've got coal coming in that we can really kind of start getting iron in on both sides. Alright, so we want to stop our iron input, or our coal input, into here. So let's kill our coal input. We don't need it anymore. So we can get rid of all of this line, it looks like. Yeah, all of that line. And get rid of this. Right? All the way to there. And then we can actually revamp all of this and make it a little prettier. We're going to go ahead and keep the splitter. There we go. So now let's go through here and pick up this coal real quick. Get it out of our system so that we've got iron coming through the entire system. So there's one side. And there's the other side. Alright, there we go. Of course, as this starts to fill up, we're going to start seeing the splitter go ahead and fill in on both sides. But that definitely has increased our iron throughput to where we now have all our furnaces getting enough iron that they're not starved for iron ore anymore. Even all the way down here, we're good. So nobody's waiting on iron ore anymore, and this, like I say, will start to fill in. You're already starting to see it. So now those will be served a lot better. See how we're looking over here with our... Okay, so we got a lot of steel plate we're going to have to go through before those clear out. How are we looking on our iron? Same thing here. We're going to have to... Probably going to end up having to just pick this stuff up and dump this iron somewhere. These iron plates. Do we have plates on us? No. Let's get rid of this iron ore that we picked up along the way, though. And then go over here and we'll dump this coal off in these boilers and just kind of get it out of our system. You see, we're going through coal pretty quickly with these boilers. It's burning through it at a pretty good pace, so that's why I want to start looking at harvesting this uranium so we can start working on getting nuclear power, and because it's way more cost effective materials wise. Alright, I think they're all full. Let's go ahead and dump it over here. Just trying to free some space up real quick. I'll go over, I'll throw all these grenades in the chest. We don't need the grenades right now. Nice that we have them, but we don't need them. We'll throw the ammo in a chest too. We don't really need that right now. Same thing with the walls. Storage tanks, we don't need them right now. Guns, lasers, tank, drill. More grenades. Those we don't need. Boo, boo, boo. Alright, that should do us. So let's go ahead, even though we haven't burned up this iron, let's go ahead and pick these up. We'll drop it somewhere at some point. Hopefully we've got another connection somewhere that we're not going to kill our power to our whole base. I'm pretty sure at this point I have multiple connections to everything. Try to make it a point to have a pretty good interconnected system so that even if we take damage in one place or we get stupid and we take something out in one place, we don't lose power in the whole plant or in the whole factory. Plant, factory, same difference, right? Yeah, pretty much. Alright. And we won't be disconnected here for all that long anyway. Can we get another one in there? Hey, what do you know? We can fit one more in there. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Okay, I know I watch too much TV. Now the one thing that putting these in is going to do is it's going to increase our electrical power needs, so we are going to have to watch our power production. I think we're okay for now. We should be for a while, but we definitely want to keep an eye on that we don't overtax the system. How's that looking? Yeah, we're not doing bad at all. Oops. Looks like we're taking some damage somewhere. Just minor. Alright. We'll have to go back at some point and put in new lights. Since we're moving things around, we're gonna have to squeeze them in somewhere. Oh, come on. Nope, not gonna be able to put another one in there. Alright, we may have to go back and reroute a little bit there. Maybe squeeze this down by 1. Is that what we need? We need one more space. Yeah. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that now. The heck with it. Squeeze this down by 1. There we go. So what did we have coming in there? Oh, I see. Okay, I see what we did when we changed that. We killed that side of it. It reconnected to the other. There we go. Alrighty. Gotta pay attention sometimes. I lose where I'm at. Alright, so now let's kill our coal input here as well. And at some point we will go through and we will clean up these coal lines that are coming in that we no longer need. In fact, we'll just do it right now. What the heck? If we can pick it all up. What's that give us? Oh yeah, we still got room. Okay, so now let's go down and pick this coal up, get it off these belts. And free up that space in the system. There we go, full, but we got all that iron we just picked up. And we can just dump right on in these. There we go. Alright, so there we go. So now that should help us considerably with our iron. Now we're going to have to increase our iron ore production, but like I say, we're working on that. We're working on it. But yeah, we got we're coming in here real nice now. We got a nice flow there. Let's go ahead and take care of these and get our steel plate production up and running a little better, a little more efficient. Name of the game, right? Efficiency. Something that I really haven't worried about in this one too much. And I'm not gonna, like I was saying to begin with, for this particular go round, I'm not so much aiming towards efficient as I am modular as best I can. So, oops. Come on, more. Put things where they belong. And I don't know if this stuff interests you guys or not. I hope it does. You know, this may be boring for you guys. If it is, you know, let me know and I'll cut this part of it out. But I mean, this is kind of, if you play Factorio, then this is kind of what it's all about, right? So. There we go. Right. Let's see. Okay, so that's the grenades. Yeah, see, we got a ton of grenades. We're okay for a little bit on grenades. So now let's get the coal off of this one. I know we're picking up a bunch of stuff. We're not being real efficient about it, but oh well. We'll go hack and put this iron in these furnaces and get it out of our inventory. And the coal we know will burn up over in the power plant. So. We always need a little bit of iron plate, so it's not going to kill us to have some extra. So we haven't had research yell at us in a little bit. I wonder what our hold up is. Let's go up here and look, just to see. Come on. Just to make sure we haven't screwed the system. Ah, yes. Okay, so we did lose power somewhere along the line here. Okay. Not a problem. We can fix it. We have the technology. You know what? Probably right in here. There we go. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, we lost power. We disconnected the wrong thing somewhere. Let's take a looky-loo, make sure that we don't have that problem someplace else. Nope, we're okay. Alright, good. Let's see what our power's looking like. Yeah, we hardly saw a bump. And we got 6.1 gigajoules of energy stored. So that's gonna help us out a lot. Like I say, I know that looks like a ridiculous amount of accumulators. And it is in the perspective that they're all, in the respect that they're all in one location, but you know, they're going to save our bacon. All right, so how are we looking now on iron over here? We got all of our coal out of the system on all of these. The only one that's really sucking hind tit at this point is this one here, is these two here, it looks like. And let's see if there's something we can do to... Okay, well, it's just it's just that it needs to start backing up from the looks of it. I mean, we got pretty good flow coming down here. Eventually we're going to be swapping these out to faster belts, and that's going to make a difference with that too. But in the meantime, it doesn't look like, other than maybe this last one on both of these, is starving for resources. And as this fills this back up, because we've really kind of sucked into this a bit, And that's all, of course, because of all this research we're doing and what have you. So, we're getting there. Looks like we had a couple of miners play out over here. Yep. So, might as well pick up the ones we're not using, right? So, we're cutting back on our coal none too soon, right? I mean, we're still, you know, dumping a lot of it into there, and we got plenty. We got plenty of other coal patches. But yeah, I think we're doing okay. So let's see. So now, like I said, the other thing we wanted to do this time around is we want to go over here and we want to look at starting to produce electric engines. And electric engines require lubricant and engines. And that's it, I do believe. Yeah. Okay, lubricant, engines, and green circuits. Alright, so we can't get away with doing it with assembler 1s, because assembler 1s only allow you 2. So we need assembler 2s. And we're going to fit them in right here. Now we've got, down here we have our lube coming in here. And we have our engines here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to put it here. Now, one of the things I did is I went over and I cut this off. And the reason I did that, although I think I may have been stupid about it and I didn't cut these ones off as well. I wanted to be able to get rid of the miners and the engines, and I think I only turned the engines off, which kind of is going to hurt me in the long run. That's all right. We'll pick up these miners. Let's see where we go, because what's going to happen, I kind of scratched this in my head a little bit, and we're going to be switching around which side of the belt these go on. We're gonna swap sides. So I don't know if we can pick all these up. Probably not. We're gonna pick up as much of this as we can off of this belt. My intention had been to start clearing this belt out, but apparently I only did one side. So I thought I was being proactive, and I was actually brain farting, I guess, if you will. But we'll pick up as many of these minor drills as we can, because we're going to switch sides on these when we go to do our engines. And I think we are. When I looked at this before, it looked like it was going to. So that should be enough for now. I don't want to have to pick up a ton of them later. Was the why I had just picked up some red science. Oh well. There we go. Good enough. We cleared most of it out. Alright, yeah, we cleared most of it out. Alright, so let's go on over here to these engines. Now, what I need is I need to be able to pick up green belts and engines. So this pipe production is actually in our way right now. So we're going to take the pipe production out. We're going to terminate it down here. We'll route that someplace else later. And we're going to want green circuits coming in here. Okay. And then we're going to want to pick up engines. Alright, there we go. And we're going to want, where's our pipe? There's our pipe. Oops. Pipe. Alright. Oops. Shift key. Gotta hit the shift key first. Right, left. Left. Alright, so there's that. And then we want underground, because we want to pick up our fluid. Alright, so that gives us our lubricant in, and underground we want it's kidnapping me. Alright, so we want that there. That comes down here, there. Alright, so that brings in our green circuits. Now, we're going to want to pull off of this line after the engines are created. So we're going to go there, and we're going to pull off here, here, here. And this last one, I think I'm going to pull it off up here, so it's after this last one. So that way they're each getting fed at least by at least one. Oh, and I put all these in the wrong direction, didn't I? I sure did. Oh wait, that doesn't help. I gotta sit these down first. Nobody ever said I was bright, especially me. Right. So now that's going to give us our engine inputs and our green circuit inputs and our fluid inputs. Right. I think we're okay still on that. We may still be all right on the same side. I may have been thinking wrong. Okay, so let's give these guys power. Now the only thing we got to figure out is how we're going to come out of these suckers with our outputs. And I wonder, you know what? I know what. There's a little bit of a waste of what you call it. I know, but what are you going to do? Alright, so there's that. That's coming in there. Right? We just need to do this. Right there. So that should connect all of that to that. That's to there. We're still not going to be able to do it, are we? Crow. I was thinking come over here with an inserter. How can we get to each of these guys? Alright, I gotta think about this. Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to run a belt down here. We may just not have the space. I thought I gave myself enough space, but maybe we didn't. What if... yeah. Yeah, okay. I got it. I got it. Alright, I know we're wasting lubricant, but can't be helped, guys. I shouldn't hook up the other end yet. Alright, does that give me... because these are going away. That's an inner wall now. So these are going away. So they don't really matter anymore anyway. Right? Boom. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now... they just need power. So now we should be getting electric engines. And we did not need to go through and pick up all of these suckers. Because we're going to route that on either side of that belt anyway. So, alright guys, so there we go. Now we're producing our electric engines. We've got our steel production fixed. We've got our iron plate production fixed, so that they're a little more efficient. I think that's pretty good for today, or for now. We're gonna start creating our purple science on a small scale, so that we can get that assembler 3, so that we can actually start building some refineries, because we're going to want to start increasing our fluid production, because one of the things with mining uranium is we need sulfuric acid. So we're definitely going to have to, excuse me, up our production of petroleum products so that we can start looking at doing that. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and clear out what I picked up over here because I was kind of stupid or whatever. Like I say, I should have stopped this just to make sure. I should have stopped both sides until I was sure what I was going to have to do on this. And I didn't do that, but you know, oh well, that's life. Like I say, I just want to get these out of my hand. So that I think is going to be it for now. Next time we're going to start working on producing at least a little bit of purple production science and start getting that taken care of and on its way so that we can get the production that we need going. You know what, let's do this so that it doesn't flip it around. There we go. Alright, so we're back in business there. We're back in business there. Chugging right along. Let's go look real quick, see how our iron is doing now that it has had a little bit of a chance to catch up. We definitely, while we were doing that, we kind of took a chunk out of our reserves, but we're still, you know, we're still all the way up into here. So that's not bad. Once this all catches up, it's going to fill right back up. We do need to look at our grenade production at some point. We got to change that, move that to someplace else, and we may just move it right up into this area here somewhere. We still got plates coming over here, and we still got coal coming there, so we'll probably somewhere in that area. But yeah, we're looking a little better on our iron production. Now it's waiting on the lines to clear out as opposed to waiting on ore for the most part. So that makes me happy. Up here, we're just waiting on our engines to get back up here and get caught up. We definitely have plenty of drills. So that's what we're waiting on now is blue science clearly, and that'll get up here at some point. So all right guys, well that's that. Why is that coming over there? That shouldn't be doing that. Why do I have, oh well, let's fix that problem. Okay, that was must have just been the first initial bleh of it. I got some red science here. Let's get rid of this red science. Let's get it into the system. There we go. All right. Yeah, so now we got our engines coming. They're, you know, spits and spats. That'll catch itself up, and we'll be good there. Alright guys, have a good day, and you know, if you got something out of this, you know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you later. Alright, bye.